Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's Friday. It's beautiful outside. Now it's beautiful inside. Kelly Hart is here, and we're going to do Ocala Magazine Radio. Good morning, Kelly. How you doing?
Good morning. Great. Thank you very much. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I love this weather.
Yeah, who doesn't?
It's a gorgeous day.
I love it in the morning.
Well,
it's
yeah.
a little. It feels autumn in the morning. By the time it's noon, it's already summer again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So enjoy it in the morning. Maybe wake up earlier so you can enjoy it a little longer. I don't know.
Yes.
That's my tip.
So, and you have one guest today.
I do.
Usually you have a whole panel, a whole.
I know. Well, the irony is today's topic, because we're still going along with our theme of meeting our nominees for the Best of the Best, Ocala Magazine's Best of the Best Awards.
Uh-huh.
And this particular category was Ocala's Best Kept Secret.
What is it?
Exactly. They're not here to even tell. So there's 5 nominees for this category, and 1 showed up. So I guess at the end of this segment, we'll at least know a little more about one of our secrets. So I thought, well, that's funny. It's our best kept secret, and I guess it'll stay a secret. But we have with us today, well, first of all, let me tell you who the nominees are for this category. It is the Best of the Best, and it's the Best Kept Secret category. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're things in Ocala we don't know about. They're just things in Ocala a lot of people haven't experienced or maybe don't know completely about. So the people in this category and businesses are the Canyon Zip Lines, and that's who we have here this morning is Tracy Walker, the Seven Sisters Inn, the Ocala Drive-In, the Vortex, and the Brick City Park Canyons. Have you ever been to the Vortex?
No.
Okay.
What is the Vortex?
Well, this is something very new to me, of course, in researching who these different businesses are. The Vortex, it's a walking trail or a hiking trail, but there's a lot of cliffs and kind of like caverns.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, and I've seen... I don't even know. I've got to go. I've got some friends that are into fitness, and they go all the time.
Is it a business?
No, it's just part of it. It might be closed down right now.
Okay.
I might not even encourage it. I don't know. But I do want to encourage, if anybody, and not just the Vortex, but any of these particular businesses, if you've been there, experienced it, and you would like to call in and share that with us, the number is 622-WOCA. I'd like to learn a little bit more, especially about the canyons and the Vortex, because they can't speak for themselves. So if we could have people call in and...
It might echo, though.
It might. I could always go and do maybe a live remote from a deep
Have you ever heard
inside
that you can't hear a duck echo? Have you ever heard that? I don't believe that. Why would one sound not echo? Have you ever heard that, though?
I've not heard
You've
that.
heard it, right?
Yeah, I've heard that, yes. It's weird.
One of these days I'll experiment. I'll get a duck.
Yeah,
I'll bring
let
it to
us
the
know.
canyon.
Please
see
let
what
us
happens.
know. I want to know. So with us today is Tracy Walker, and she's the president of the Canyon Zip Line Tours. And good morning, Tracy.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. So let's start with you, and let's talk about the zip lines. Now, in the lobby, you had asked me, have I been? And I have not. I was planning to go a couple weekends ago, and the weather prevented me from going. I have zip lined. It was in Jamaica. It was not here. So I get the concept, but there are some people that don't. So I want you to kind of walk us through the experience of when you get there, things you have to do, and then what kind of experience they'll have on the ziplining tour.
Okay, when you first come into our Welcome Center, you, of course, fill out your waivers.
Of course.
First part of the tour. And then from there, the guides come out and greet you on our back porch and get the whole group of up to 8 people together. And then those 2 guides walk you through everything. They get you all suited up, show you how to use all your safety gear and equipment. And then from there, we take you out to ground school. And ground school takes about 15 minutes, and each person learns how to zip line. They do a little test zip line until they're comfortable and ready to go out on the first zip. And then we start our zips out on we call them our bunny zips because they are lower and slower. And so you go up your first rope bridge, you start out, on this low, slow zip.
Oh, really?
And people really
How high is it?
The first one's only about 30 or so feet off the ground.
Only 30 feet?
Only.
That's 3 stories.
Well, it gets much longer, higher, and faster. faster.
Really?
We are the longest. We have the longest, highest, fastest zips in Florida. And then our big zip, which is 1,100 feet, that one is goes all the way across the water. It's an 1,100-foot trip all the way across.
Do you have a T-shirt that says "I did the big zip"?
We have a big.
I survived the big zip.
We do have T-shirts that say "I survived." Yeah, the
Wow.
zip line. So yeah, Florida's the longest.
So all of that's
fastest.
included. So they start out with the bunny.
That's right.
Okay.
Right. All of them are included, and then the 2 guides, really do everything for you. They hook, unhook. They call themselves your hookers for the day.
Oh, nice.
But they
Is
do.
there a T-shirt
they,
for that?
They do the clip-in. Oh, yeah. We've got some interesting shirts. My daughter,
right,
who is
right.
21, designs a lot of the T-shirts. So yes,
That's
we've
fun.
got we've got
That's
some
fun marketing.
wild T-shirts.
So have you ever had anybody get like through the bunny, and then it gets a little higher and faster, and they think, okay, I changed my mind?
We've had many thousands
Yeah,
of
really.
people through already, and because people travel to do zip lines, I had no idea until now. I mean, we've had people from Switzerland, all over the world.
Wow.
Literally, we've had people write articles about us in England, so it's been
Really?
very cool. Yeah,
Does it
Visitors
take-
and Convention Bureau helps a lot with that. They get writers that are visiting, and they want something new and different, and so they've
Wow.
done a lot of our stuff, and are really blown away by this scenery that's here in Florida. It's different.
Is it athletic? I mean, do you have to be?
No. We had a 93-year-old lady do it, and she made it all the way through the course. The rappel and everything. She didn't.
But the rappel's that's got to be
Wow.
athletic, no?
No, rappel is easy too. The guides really. I mean, it's. Our guides make the experience, really, they do. When you read all of our reviews and stuff, TripAdvisor, people write there all the time about our guides, and they are pretty sensational, and they make you feel comfortable. And if you're too afraid to do it, they'll just have you close your eyes, and they'll ease you off the edge. And
Whoa!
I don't know about that.
How high was the one you did in Jamaica?
I don't know. All I really remember, I didn't ask a lot of questions. I was kind
Was
of.
it high enough to be worried?
It was very high, and to get there, you're in this little buggy. That was scarier than the zip what we were in, and it just climbed up and up and up this mountain, and my ears were popping, and I thought, oh my gosh, if we're this high up
Right,
and we're
right.
zipping all the way back down, I'm gonna be really scared.
How early before you leave did the person before you leave? Could you bump into that person? No.
No,
I don't know about
there must
hers,
have been
not on
some
ours.
system. Is there a system where they say, okay, send the next person?
right, that's how.
Like at the water
That's how
slides.
ours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the water slides, but this is why we have 2 guides that help. So one guide stays on the platform with you. You are double clipped in at all times, and so he will unclip one, hook it to the wire, put your trolley on the wire, send you across the line to the other guide that's waiting on the other side,
Right.
and he tells you when to brake. He gives you signals, and then you put your hand gently on the wire to brake yourself. If you don't brake yourself in time, he brakes you and get you. It's
What the hell? You put your hand on the wire,
you have a gloved hand, and it goes
and you're literally
And
your
you're-
hand is your brake.
right. Your hand is your brake. It's not a lot of braking involved because it's a gravity system. So if you can picture this, you start up high on a tower. The line flows down into a belly in the cable, and then you start coming up the other side.
Oh, I see.
The
I
other
see.
side greatly slows you down. So
I wasn't a great breaker when I did it because I was.
Weren't you afraid that your hand would get burnt?
I was, or that I would forget and put it in front of the little pulley.
Run over your fingers
Yeah.
or something.
So I just let the nice,
Let the
big,
net-
strong Jamaican break me every time. That worked for me.
And was he a hooker too?
Yeah.
with us, they're using heavy leather gloves, and your hands don't get burnt. I mean, they're like those heavy work
Right.
gloves. And then at the other side, we have something called a press-sick brake, and so that stops the trolley. Your hand cannot get. We've tried to get our hands caught in front of the trolley, but the way they make the trolleys now, we use Petzl trolleys, and they're closed in the front, so the
Good.
wheels aren't exposed. So if your hand, you're weighted on that trolley. The trolley is pressed hard against the cable, and so if you put your hand there, you just bump into your hand. It doesn't.
See, the things that we
It
can
doesn't
do
catch it.
that are scary. If you can, if I was going to consider like bungee jumping or this, I think I'd do this.
Yeah.
This sounds to me more controlled. Bungee jumping looks really
That's
scary.
the thing is a lot of people, I don't know, when you were in Jamaica, if you were in control of your ride, a lot of the zip lines just kind of have you dangling like a sack of potatoes at the end of a string, and you know, you twirl around like a Christmas ornament, so you can come in backwards or whatever.
I did a lot of the
Ours
time.
is
I'd
not
watch
like
the
that.
person in front of me, and they're like, wee, you know, their feet were crossed, and they got to watch it the whole way down. And inevitably, every time I would go, I'd wee, and then I would turn. So now I don't even know when I'm hitting the platform.
Can you enjoy the scenery, or are you too nervous to even look? What?
Well, the scenery, I don't know how it is there, but I know the scenery. There's walking between platforms to platform. There was some walking to get to the first platform.
Right.
It was a nice little hike, and there was greenery, and then you're sitting up on the platform waiting for the people in front of you, and you're really way up high. You get to see a lot.
Could you hit a bird? I mean, could there be something out there?
I guess you could.
The birds do sit on the wire, but it's funny that the wildlife gets used to it. I mean, really quickly they get used to it, and you know we
Can you
have
imagine?
horseback riding and stuff like that, and so the horses, you know, they get used to the sounds, and we had heard that before we put the zip line in, that you know nature would just kind of, you know, it's just another
Oh, wow.
sound to them after a while, and you know they sit on the wire, and you just as soon as the wire starts tapping, they leave.
So how far and how high is the highest one?
The
farthest?
highest is 140 feet off the water, so you're kind of on a
140
tower that
feet.
overlooks a cliff edge. So, yeah,
And where is it?
it's right off of I-75. We're 1 mile off of I-75, off of exit 358. It's the last Ocala, not last Ocala exit, but the northernmost Ocala exit.
Can we just go look?
Yeah. yeah, absolutely. We do. We
I'm
have
gonna
picnic
go.
tables out back, and so people come
really?
there and have lunch all the time. Yeah, and sit by the water side. You know, our cliff overlooks the water, and you can watch the little alligators swimming around below.
Oh, great! Now there's alligators. Forget it.
Really?
Every now and then he's there, but it
getting
is a
scarier
cool
and scarier.
What's your busiest day? Is it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday is definitely the busiest, but in season like spring break, we're busy almost every day.
What's the requirements, age-wise, weight-wise, or height-wise?
Good question. The lowest weight
It sounds
is
like
70.
age doesn't matter.
Yeah, age doesn't
Yeah, I
really.
guess not.
It's not a big factor, but for the little ones more so. You want them to be at least 8 to 10 years old, but they have to have that requirement of hitting that 70 pounds, because as you come down that belly of
Right.
the cable, you want to make sure that they make it up the other side. So.
I can just see Lily just hanging in the middle, like, hello.
That's what would happen.
How are we going to get her
Yes,
down?
yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
the guides teach you how to handle that situation too. If you brake too hard, too fast, that's right.
man.
You just turn yourself around and you pull yourself in, and the kids kind of love that because they're little monkeys.
That's funny.
And if you can't pull yourself in, the guide comes out to rescue you, and people love that too because it's really cool to have your
You're
guide come
embarrassing
out.
for me.
and pull-
Is there a weight requirement?
Actually, it's a lot of fun, and they joke. There's it's a very playful atmosphere, and so they'll be joking with you the entire
So you're gonna
time.
do it,
You laugh
Kelly?
a lot.
Yeah, I am. I can't wait to
You do
it.
everything.
Yay!
I want to try it. I want to do it.
Good. Yeah.
Take
She'll-
a helmet cam.
I'm going to find 7 people that will go with me because I want
Why
to.
7? Why?
Well, she said groups of 8.
Oh, I
Well,
see.
you,
I see.
can, you can go in, with 2 people up to 8 people. So
Yeah, no,
8
I want
people
7
is-
people.
You
in
got
front
just
of
one
me.
other.
It's going to take
You want-
7 people going to convince me, okay, fine, now I have to go.
No, it's not like that. You'll have a lot of fun once you do that first bunny zip.
Are there people who use it as a fundraiser or something creative? that I'm
Yeah,
not
we've done
thinking?
all kinds of different stuff. So,
Really?
Yeah, we do a lot of charity.
What about birthday parties?
stuff.
Do you do birthday parties out there?
Yeah, we've had a few people do birthday parties, but
Seems like it'd be a fun
it
birthday
is-
party.
Yeah, really.
It is
The
a lot
cake
of
is at
fun.
the other side.
Yeah, you want
want
cake?
cake? You gotta get
You
over
got to
there.
zip.
As long as everybody can tolerate heights, then it's a good birthday.
I heard that there was a zip line in Vegas between 2 buildings. Is that true?
Yeah, I've been out there, but that's the same kind of thing where you dangle from the string, and you come in
Holy
backwards
cow.
sometimes, and
but
it's a little.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's what we thought too. When we built our course, we really wanted it to be a hand-braking course so that you see where you're going, you're in control of your ride, you're not coming in backwards.
If I look
and-
at the very end of the cable,
Yeah.
what am I looking at? How's it secured to whatever it's secured to?
That's a good question.
That is a great question because, that is very, very important. And even places in the United States, a lot of them aren't properly built. So ours...
Good to know. Can I
Ours
get a
Put a
list
is,
of
map.
those?
yes.
Publish a map. Let me know which
Thank
ones.
you.
I am on the ASTM committee that makes the rules for how
really?
these things are built. And you have to have, what you always want to look for is 4 fist grips on any wire that you're going to go on. So the guides will show you that once you get onto our lines, they'll say, look, there's these 4 huge clamps. They're not clamps that you buy at a hardware store, which some zip lines, even in the United States, have those little clamps on there. But,
Wow.
these are, secured. They're mechanically secured to the lines. And there's 4 of them on anything that's weight-bearing. Some zip lines you go on.
And
they'll
ladies-
What is
see
the
2.
weight bearing? What is there a weight?
Oh, and then the
What's the
top,
maximum
the
weight?
top weight was 270 pounds.
Okay.
And that's just because, if you get stopped out there in the middle, the guide has to pull you
Okay.
in. And so they're trained up to 270
So
pounds.
270
and
is the cutoff.
even our little tiny
Okay.
girls can pull in a 270-pound person up that line.
Wow.
I mean, they're
Very interesting.
phenomenal. That's
And
what they
you
have to do when
ladies
they
have
do
a
training.
phone call?
Oh, we have a call. Okay, great.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning, Bob Schmidt from Seven Sisters Inn.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Did I time this right?
Yeah, you're perfect. Thank you so much for
That's good.
calling in.
Yeah, thanks for letting me do a remote here.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
well, sure, no problem. Bob was supposed to be in this morning with his wife Maria,
Uh-huh.
and something came up this morning at the end. So I told him to give us a call because I definitely want him to be able to share some of the things that goes on over at the Seven Sisters. Which you say Seven Sisters Inn, and everybody knows about the Seven Sisters
Me and my
Inn.
6 brothers keep wanting to go over there.
That was a good one. That was a good one. But there's a lot of things that go on over there that a lot of people have no idea about. I was fortunate enough last week to be able to sit down with Bob because if you check out this month's new issue of Ocala magazine, there's a wonderful article in there. I say wonderful because maybe I'm biased because I wrote it. But it is wonderful, and not because I wrote it, but because there's so much history in Ocala, and there are some homes in Ocala that are allegedly haunted, and there's been a lot of people who have confirmed these things, and one of those places was the Seven Sisters, or is the Seven Sisters Inn. So I got to meet with Bob about that, but he told me so many things that they have going on over there in different events, so I want him to share that with our listeners.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
That's your cue.
Ready.
That's the
Okay.
cue, yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, we try to be the very best bed and breakfast that we can be. So we have an awesome array of rooms here. We have 5 rooms. For those of you who are familiar with the inn in the past, it used to have 2 buildings. It now is just one, the Rheinauer building, the very colorful one right down from City Hall. And we have 5 international theme rooms. They're all listed on our website. I won't go through each of the rooms with you, but they are spectacular rooms. And that's number 1. Number 2, we do murder mystery dinners, and we're in the right now in the phase where we're doing the ones from kind of the Great Gatsby Prohibition era type, and we're also doing, for those of you who are familiar with the old show Dark Shadows, we're doing those for the Halloween season here. We've got one coming up tomorrow night and one on the 26th, and we may be doing more of those. So the way the murder mystery dinners work, when we schedule them, people can sign up maybe 2 at a time, 4 at a time. We also have groups call in that have their own group, so we can accommodate up to 20. And so people have been calling in and actually booking their own murder mysteries, which makes it kind of fun.
How fun.
Oh, wow.
And then as far as Halloween season, we're going to open up, we believe, on Halloween night for people to do little mini investigations for the ghosts themselves. So it's
sounds
kind of, we can give them a history and what we know to be going on in the inn, and kind of compare it to some of the old stuff. Most people know that the inn back in 2008 was on Ghost Hunters, and it was quite a big deal. At that time, they filmed in both buildings, both the Scott House and the Rheinauer House. So now we just have, the one building. Sometimes we can have access to the Scott House, too, on special occasions, so people can actually go through there, too. But we'll put that out on Facebook and website and let everybody know. And while I'm talking here, I want to thank you, Kelly, thank WOCA for letting me come on. And hi to my folks. I know the folks over there at the zip lines. And I don't think you're a big hidden secret. You guys are great up there. And the drive-in, awesome too. We've been doing a lot of promotions for the drive-throughs.
Very
the drive-in,
good.
So.
Well, thank you so much for
Cool.
calling in this morning, and we hope people will go to, give us your website so people can check you out and all the events you have planned.
That's great. Thank you. The website is you spell the word 7 out, sevensistersinn.org. And our phone number is area code 352-433-0700.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
And sorry I couldn't be there. I wish I could be around the table waving to people out the window there, but not going to happen this morning.
Well,
So
thank
thanks
you
so
for-
much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Good luck, Bob.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
There really is a phenomenal story behind the Seven Sisters. And, you know, I like the ghost hunters, I remember when they came to Ocala, and that was a really big deal, and they did their investigation, and there was a lot of stir about, you know, is it real, and did these things really happen? And so it was fun to sit down with Bob and a couple other people and hear firsthand from people that have seen or witnessed or heard things, and to do a little bit of the history on that. So if you don't know about the history of the Seven Sisters Inn and some of the things that have gone over there, some of the spooky stories behind the haunting of the Seven Sisters Inn, of course it's in this month's Ocala magazine, and they do other things too. They have psychics and mediums that come in.
They have extra larges? Yeah, do you know? Now,
We need a bump.
who are the ghosts? I mean, are they people that died there?
Well, thank you for asking. There's confirmation.
Do they have names?
They do have names, and I don't want to give away too much because I want people to get the magazine this month and read up on these things.
All right.
But we can tell you that Mrs. Reinauer and her brother-in-law are two of the ghosts that have been there since both of their passing and since they lived in the home, and they remain there. There have been other ghosts that have come and gone. At one time, in fact, when Bob and his wife acquired the building, everything that was inside left with the sale. So with that, some of the ghosts
Those
left.
people are in for a surprise, huh?
I know.
Those people who bought that furniture?
Yeah, I know, because that's what they said. There were some, ghosts can attach themselves, and that's what happened. There were some ghosts that are no longer there.
I'm not going to do that. When I die, I am not attaching myself to a couch.
Me neither.
I don't even like doing it
attach myself
here.
to the couch now.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. When I die, I want the rest. I don't want to keep.
Why would you do
speaking.
that?
No, I don't know. Well, they're restless. Maybe their lives are not.
They're not
I don't
lives,
know.
they're
I don't
deaths.
want to speak for them because I don't want them to.
Their
attach
lives are done.
themselves to
It's a
me.
death.
I don't
They're
know.
going through a death right now.
But maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
Do you know, if I
went
went on one of those tours, though, I'd be the goof. I'd be making spooky noises.
Yeah.
And
Well,
flicking lights.
I was
Terrorizing
hoping.
the
I was
other
hoping. There was
guests.
a death. There's a story that one of the gentlemen that lived there came home and caught his wife in bed with her lover, and he stabbed the lover, and the lover either fell or was pushed down the steps and died at the bottom. And people have seen figures or very odd things in that stairwell. And so, of course, when I went over to talk to Bob, he gave me a tour of the
Right?
fantastic, beautiful. I mean, you just have to get a tour.
So
of
if you
this
bump
place.
into this ghost that was screwing around with somebody,
Right.
You yell at him. You say, "What were you thinking?
I don't know. I mean,
You shouldn't have done that. It was you done. You deserve this."
well, yeah, I was hoping
You're
to
done.
see something. I was like, even saying like secretly.
There's no sisters. Forget the name.
If you're here, make yourself known. Give me something to write about.
Yeah,
I
right,
wanted to
right,
get
right.
a quote. No ghost showed up for me.
Do you know, there's a ghost tour lady, right?
There is.
Catherine, I think.
Yes,
is her name?
Catherine. In fact, there's a couple quotes from Catherine in our.
And she
article as well.
She would post photos, and there would be all these little orbs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So she
that's
must.
so cool.
Her camera must be special.
Yeah, or she just attracts orbs.
Or it's her. Yeah, I think it is her. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they should. You know what?
This
They
is a
should
good month for that,
They
though.
should go out to the zip line at night and see if there's any
Yeah.
Do you have a Halloween thing for zipline?
We
any
do.
orbs.
What do you have?
Zombie zipping. So now people have to choose whether to go to the Seven Sisters Inn or come zombie zipping. Yeah, we have zombies hiding all over our zips so that when you land on platforms, you might get
Great, as if it's
eaten
not
by
scary
a
enough.
zombie. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
So
zombie
you're
zipping. It's night
zipping,
zipping.
and then you're surprised by zombies.
Yeah.
So it's not one.
Throughout the course,
It's not one.
very
You zip
cool.
from here to there. You zip from here to there, and then there to there.
Right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah, it's a continuous journey all the way through the 100 acres that we have there. And then there's some places where you go on ground hikes, and we do right now full moon tours. And so every month we do full moon tours. But this month we're going to extend it and do another week of it for the zombie zipping.
Well, Larry and
it's-
I can come. We'll find 6 other people. You can go first. Thank you. Tell us your website, because I do want people to be able to get on there and see what you guys have coming up and what you
Okay.
have planned.
It is zipthecanyons.com.
Okay, very good.
And then our telephone number is 352-351-ZIPS.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having
I want to
me.
encourage everybody to pick up the new issue of Ocala Magazine. It's a fantastic issue with medical advances, a Hollywood expose, and of course, the haunted history of Ocala. And keep voting for your best of the best. Go to ocalamagazine.com. You have until October 25th to vote for all your favorites.
All right.
Thank you, Larry.
All right. Thank you, ladies. We'll take a little break. Be right back.
Everybody tells me how the rock and roll is gonna suit my.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.